Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy AI Legends, and today I shall be uploading the next part of What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Madara and Hashirama. Well guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video to come on guys, please subscribe to my channel. I'm quite near to 6,000 subscribers and I'm about to reach them, so please guys, if you guys are not subscribed, then please guys do so. As well as I have put the link of my Instagram as well as a channel of my friend within the description below, so please guys follow and subscribe that channel as well. So, without any further ado, let us start our video. Last time we left off as it was about time for the Chunin exams as Minato along with Kushina, Jiraiya, Menma as everyone was really angry in the Hidden Leaf village that Naruto has joined the Cloud village as now Cloud has 3 Jinchurikis as Danzo was furious about this situation and all as he really hated that as but he thought that Naruto did not had any chakra whatsoever as he had only the soul, but how wrong they actually were. And after that Naruto easily defeated Rock Lee as well as Yujito defeated Hinata as Menma was really angry about the situation, so he challenged Naruto right then and there as Naruto smirked and then finally went off as it was about time for the finals of the Chunin exams. Now let us go into this video as Menma and Mito were standing in front of Minato along with Jiraiya and Tsunade in the Hokage office as it was about time for them to start their training for 1 month. After that, there are going to be finals. As Jiraiya said, alright, Menma and Mito, it is about time for me to teach you guys about the Sage Mode. We are already teaching you that, and I think that with the help of your shadow clones, you guys can make, and you should be able to learn the Sage Mode in no time whatsoever. As Menma smirked and said, alright, with the help of that Sage Mode, I will be able to beat that demon. How dare that demon to insult Hinata? As Jiraiya sighed and said, well, Menma, you have to train really hard and even have to harness the power of the QB. If you are able to do that, then there is definitely no way that Naruto could actually beat you. You have to do that in this 1 month. As then, Menma smirked as Jiraiya said, well don't worry, with the help of your shadow clones as well as all the training we guys have already given you, I'm pretty sure that you guys will be able to take him down. With the help of your teamwork, of course. As Menma blinked and said, what do you mean by teamwork, Jiraiya? As Jiraiya said, well, we have already planned that in the finals, if Naruto reaches them, you and Mito both are going to fight him together, and after that you guys can decide among yourselves who is going to be the winner, but it does not matter. You guys are still going to be promoted to the Chunins. It is your right. As Menma smirked and said, don't worry, I will not let that demon to be better than me. As Mito smirked and said, yeah, we shall teach that demon a lesson as well as his two so-called girlfriends. As Menma smirked and said, alright Pavishage, let us go. As Jiraiya along with Tsunade went off, as Minato sighs, as Kushina said, well Minato, do you think that they could be able to beat him? As Minato sighs and said, well, they both have the power of the Nine Tails, and I'm pretty sure that if both of them work together along with the Sage Mode, I think that they should be able to take him down. Or if things got worse, you know, they have the summoning contract, right? As Kushina sighs and said, yeah, we should have just killed that demon before he gets so strong. As Minato nodded and said, damn it, that demon, how dare he to become so strong and join that pathetic Raikage's village. But don't worry, both Menma and Mito will be able to take him down. And if he is able to win, we shall assassinate him. As Kushina nodded evilly as Minato smirked. Now, alright guys, let us have a time skip of 1 month. In this time, all the other hidden villages, Kages, has finally arrived. The hidden mist village, the cloud village, the rock village, the sound village, the sand, as well as the leaf village, as it is going to be a finale of the Chunin exams, as the other villages decided to join it. As Minato thought it to be suspicious, but he thought that how Sand is with them along with some other minor villages, so Leaf should be able to take down any threat whatsoever, but still he was cautious of all the Kages being here and most of them hating him, like the Rock village as well as the Raikage. So he really was on his toes right here, as now it was about time for the finales of the Chunin exams. As the first match as Proctor arrived and said, alright guys, these Chunin exams are this and that, you know, those type of stupid talk, and now it is finally time. The first match is going to be Neji Hyuga versus a Rock Lee or Rock Shinobi as the battle goes on, but in the end Neji was able to win the battle, and then after some time it was time for the Menma's battle as he was still able to win against Rock Shinobi, as Mito also fought the Rock Shinobi as she was able to win the match. As I just want to cut down the Rock and those type of Shinobi, as it was about time for Sasuke Uchiha to be against Yujito. Or sorry, Samui. Yeah, has. It was a battle as Raikage smirked and said, well, I hope that your Uchiha is prepared because Samui is really a strong of a shinobi as Minato smirked and said, don't worry, the Uchiha is really strong and he also have the Sharingan. There is no way that your shinobi is actually going to win here as Raikage simply shrugged and said, well, it was your son Naruto who trained her. So I wonder if that Uchiha is really that strong as Minato gritted his teeth as Raikage smirked, already knowing that he has already gotten under the skin of Minato. As Minato said, well, we shall see about it, as secretly thinking that how Sasuke should win this match, otherwise he is really going to be insulted here in front of all the Kages who were just ganging up on him. As Sasuke said, huh, well, it seems that I got a girl. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm an Uchiha elite, so give up right now. As Samui just simply shrugged and said, well, it doesn't matter who you are, Uchiha, you're still going to get your ass kicked here. As Sasuke just simply smirked and said, huh, so you're the girlfriend of that demon, right? As Samui narrowed his eyes towards Sasuke, what of it? As Sasuke said, well, you should be someone like me, an Uchiha elite, not be some demon like that. As Samui just simply chuckled and said, well, if you call him a demon just because he has a Biju sealed inside of him, but then I'm a demon as well after all. I have two tails inside of me as well. As Sasuke said, huh, so you're a demon as well. Well, suits each other right. Alright, it doesn't matter. I'm an Uchiha elite and I'm going to take you down. As Sasuke activated his Sharingan, as Proctor said, alright, begin. As Sasuke dashes towards her and said, alright, it's about time for me to show you the power of an Uchiha. As he goes to hand sign and said, Fire Strike, great fireball jutsu. As a big fireball started to rush towards Yujito. Sorry, Samui. As Samui smirked and said, huh, do you honestly believe that that fireball is going to work against me? Who has the two-tailed cat inside of her? Huh. Think again, Uchiha, as he goes to hand signs, as at a quick pace, not even the Sharingan, two Tomoe Sharingan of Sasuke was able to keep up with it, as she blew the blue flames, quickly overpowering the flames of Sasuke and dashes towards it. As Sasuke said, no, it cannot be, that is the fire of an Uchiha elite. But before he could complete his sentence, as he met with an even greater fireball, as he got blasted away, but he was able to catch himself as he had several burns here and there. As he said, how dare you to overpower an Uchiha in his fire jutsu, you shall pay. As he quickly goes to hand signs and the Chidori is found and said, you're going to pay, you damn demon. As he started to rush towards her, now die. As a Chidori was in his hand, as Samui smirked as she folded her body in unnatural angle, the cat like a cat, as she then moved around and then with a powerful fist, powered with a Biju chakra, as it was slammed into the face of Sasuke, as Sasuke's eyes widened, as several teeth got broke in his mouth as he was sent flying into the wall, slamming it into the wall, got knocked out. As everyone was in utter shock, they thought that how Sasuke was an Uchiha, as he should be able to win this match, as Minato has a jaw on the ground, as he said, what? How did... What? As he was out of words, as Raikage started to laugh, well said, well, that is more than enough for an Uchiha elite. As all the Kage started to laugh as Minato greeted his states, as then Proctor said, alright, it is about time for the next battle. It is going to be Gaara of the Sand against Naruto Uchiha Senju. As Gaara arrived, as everyone was looking where Naruto actually was, as Minato smirked and said, well, it seems that your shinobi is scared. As Raikage said, well, you wish, Minato. As then suddenly the clouds started to arrive out of nowhere on the top of the sky, as everyone was looking, and suddenly the whole place started to get darkened, and then a thunderbolt hit the ground as it shattered the ground, making a large crater there. And then the next thing everyone saw was Uchiha Senju Naruto was standing inside of the crater with lightning just cackling from his body. As Minato greeted his team, it was really somewhat of an entry, as all the Kages were really impressed. As Naruto came out of the crater, as he said, alright, so it is about time for our battle, is it not, Gaara? As Gaara looked towards Naruto and said, Mother wants your blood. As Proctor said, alright, begin. As Gaara started to move his stand so fast around Naruto, as Naruto simply vanishes from the area. As Gaara started to attack Naruto all over, but Naruto was just simply dodging each and every attack. As Naruto said, alright, let's see what this so-called attack of yours does. And suddenly all these sands started to wrap around Naruto, as Gaara had an evil smirk on his face and said, now you shall die. As all the Kages were looking, as then Orochimaru disguised said, well, it seemed that Uchiha Senju is done for. Gaara's ultimate attack, the sand coffin, is really going to crush him. As Temari, along with Kankuro, smirked and said, well, it is about time for Gaara to win this match. As Gaara said, oh what, die! As he gripped his face, but nothing happened. As Naruto said, are you done already? Is that supposed to do something, Gaara? As Gaara could not understand, he was squeezing the sand, but it was like something else. It was way even solid than a rock, as he could not crush Naruto. As Naruto simply smirked and said, well, it is quite boring, as he moved his body in such an angle, destroying all the sand like it was nothing, as all the sand was just sent flying. As Gaara's eyes widened, Naruto moved so fast as he grabbed Gaara from his throat. As Gaara's self-defense was not able to catch Naruto, as Naruto grabbed his neck and then slammed him into the ground and then grabbed him once again and then again and again. As Gaara was now all a bloody mess, as Naruto kicked him on his guard, sending him flying into the wall. As many people could not understand, as all the stand shinobi were in utter shock, this guy just grabbed Gaara like it was nothing, and the sand was not even hurting Naruto a little bit. As Gaara then let out a roar as he said, no, my blood, my blood! And then finally he transformed into the half Shikaku as Naruto smirked and said, bring it on. As Shikaku started to send several kunais and shuriken made up of sand towards Naruto, but Naruto just simply dodged each and every one of them like it was not even there. As Gaara let out a final roar as it transformed into the full Shikaku, as Minato nodded as several ambus landed as they quickly go through hand sights, and then a barrier appeared in front of both of them. As Minato smirked and said, well, let's see if that shinobi of yours can actually take on a Biju. As Raikage just simply chuckled at that as Minato narrowed his eyes towards Raikage. What are you laughing at? As Raikage said, well, you don't know, don't you? Well, I'm not actually surprised because your village. Do you honestly believe that? It is the strongest village of all the 5 great nations. As Minato said, what are you talking about? Konoha is easily the strongest. As Raikage laughed and said, well, I don't know what type of strongest village is that who don't even know about what is going on in the other villages. As Minato said, what are you talking about? As then Mei speak up and said, well, Lord Hokage, you might not have known, but Naruto, when he got banished from your village, came to my village, Hidden Mist village, and he easily defeated the Mizukage, who had the complete control over the three-tailed turtle like he was nothing. And what do you think that the power difference is between Three Tails and the One-Tailed Shikaku? As Minato's eyes widened, he heard some rumors here and there, but he thought that it was nothing special. After all, the leaf was the strongest, so he had nothing to worry about. So he just simply did not care about the situation, as he was now looked towards Naruto in pure utter shock. As Naruto smirked and said, so this is the Biju, huh? The One Tails. Well, I would like to play with it, but to be honest, I don't have time for such a weak Biju to fight with. As Shikaku said, what did you say, you little brat? You will pay. As he released a wind bullet towards Naruto. Naruto, as it slammed into Naruto, as everyone saw, the dust was there, but then it cleared to reveal a cage, rib cage that was around Naruto. As Naruto said, well, I don't have time. As he slammed his hand into the ground and said, wood style, wood suppression, and then suddenly the roots started to appear out of nowhere from the ground. As Tsunade, along with Jiraiya, eyes widened, as all the hidden Leaf Shinobis could not believe it. It was the jutsu of the first Hokage. As Shikaku's eyes widened as he got grabbed into the wooden vines, and then finally got suppressed as Gaara was on the ground, huffing and puffing. As Naruto absorbed some of the chakra of the One Tails and said, well, it will help me later on. As then he looked towards Gaara, who was panting heavily. As Naruto said, well, it is about time for you to sleep. As he looked towards the seal of Gaara and then slammed his 5 fingers into it, and then the seal appeared as while on the cage box. Orochimaru gritted his teeth. He had just sealed away the One Tails and defeated it like it was nothing. Orochimaru was about to start the invasion when Gaara transformed, but then he saw that how Minato has already pointed the several ambush and they put up the barrier, so it was pointless if Shikaku was there. So he had to just wait for his opportunity to remove that seal that Naruto put on Gaara so that the invasion could actually begin, and he had to destroy the village as well. So Gaara got knocked out, and then Proctor arrived and said, well, Uchiha Naruto Senju, the winner. As everyone was just looking towards Naruto in pure utter shock as Naruto then snapped his finger as all the wooden vibes go back to the ground as Naruto just simply walked away as Proctor said, alright, the next match is going to be Yujito versus Menma. As this match, I want to go through it, but you can say Menma won as he used the Sage mode to guard the one up on Yujito. And now it was about time for the finale. As Proctor said, alright guys, we have finally decided to do a royal battle. It is going to be Uchiha Senju Naruto versus Menma Uzumaki and Mito Uzumaki, as everyone was cheering for Menma and Mito, even though they were shocked that Naruto could use such strange jutsus like wood style, as all the hidden leaf village population was just cheering for Menma and Mito, the heroes of the village. Yeah, kill the demon, as all these things could be heard as Raikage looked towards the people along with Rock as well as Mist Village in pure disgust. As they looked towards Minato with a smirk on his face and said, alright, it's about time for my children to take down that demon. Yes, Naruto smirked and said, alright, it is about time for me to get rid of you fools like you, Menma and Mito. As Menma and Mito both landed beside him and said, alright, demon, it is about time for us to show you how strong we have gotten over this month and the training we were doing. As Naruto said, you honestly believe that 1 month of training will worth anything? As Menma smirked and said, you don't know, we were training for years, like, we used thousands of shadow clones so that we can train as well as get a lot of jutsus. We even learned jutsus from the School of Ceilings. There's no way you could actually beat us now. We have the power of the Nine Tails. We have, as Naruto said, blah blah blah. It does not matter what you have, Menma, but it definitely will matter what you have of mine. As Menma said, what do you mean by that? As Naruto said, well, you have the chakra of the Nine Tails, of course. In this battle, I'm going to take it. As Menma's eyes widened and said, well, good luck with that. There's no way you can take the chakra of the Nine Tails. You have only the soul of the Nine Tails. While on the other hand, we have all the power of the Nine Tails. As Naruto started to laugh and said, well, do you honestly believe that, Menma? Well, even if only I had the soul of the Nine Tails, but you have forgotten one thing, Menma. Whenever you will use the power of the Nine Tails, it will dissolve into the nature. And since the soul is the source of all the chakra of the Nine Tails, it shall return back to the soul. So all the chakra you have been using over the years has returned back to the soul, or indirectly to me. As Naruto's eyes changed into the slit of the Nine Tails, as Menma's eyes widened, as Naruto red chakra started to leak from Naruto, and then suddenly the six tails appeared out of nowhere behind Naruto as Menma took a step back and said, what? You stole our chakra! As Naruto started to laugh and said, well, it doesn't matter, as Naruto just dispelled all the chakra, as he said, well, I just wanted to told you, you can use the chakra, but you don't have the source of the chakra, so once you use it, it shall never return back to you, Menma and Mito, as both of them were fuming in pure anger, as Minato was looking in pure utter shock. He never even considered that possibility. Even Jiraiya was in utter shock. Both of them were still masters, and they never thought of such a possibility. Once the chakra is over, it does not replenish itself because it is separated from the soul. It is just like a seal in which the chakra is stored. So once you use the chakra, it does not matter how great of a chakra it is, it shall once empty, it shall not replenish himself. As both Jiraiya and Minato looked towards each other in pure and utter shock, as Naruto said, well, alright, go ahead, use all the chakra of the Nine Tails yourself, it does not matter. You are going to lose either way. As Menma gritted his teeth, as Mito said, alright demon, it is about time for us to show you our power, as both of them made hundreds of shadow clones, as all of them rushed towards Naruto. Naruto said, not this again, as he made a single hand sign and then he slammed his hand into the ground and said, wind style, great breakthrough, as a slicing wind of breakthrough completely dispelled all the clones as it moved in the circular motion. All the clones that were hiding behind are transformed into different things just simply got dispelled. As Manma said, alright, you are going down, demon, as he quickly made a Rasengan as well as Mito. Both of them started to rush towards Naruto, using the 90th chakra in their field, trying to catch Naruto off guard as Naruto simply smirked as he said, bring it on, as he grabbed both of the Rosengans in his bare hands as both Menma and Mito's eyes widened as Naruto smirked as he started to squeeze their fingers into the Rosengan as both Menma and Mito let out a scream of pain as Naruto then moved their face so hard as it boomed as both Menma and Mito were sent flying as well as Naruto, but Naruto looked towards his hand, who got already healed up, but while on the other hand, both Menma and Mito's hands were steaming as Menma said, damn you demon, as he quickly go through a single-handed hand sign and said, water style, water dragon, as the water dragon started to rush towards Naruto. As Mito also go through hand sign and said, lightning style, lightning bolt, as both of these attacks combined together as a lightning water dragon started to rush towards Naruto as Naruto said, well, it doesn't matter, as he quickly go through hand signs and said, Earth style, Earth dragon, as the Earth dragon rose as he quickly engulfed, the water as well as the lightning are inferior to Earth as the Earth dragon quickly overpowered the water dragon, completely destroying it as Naruto said, well, come on, I'm really waiting for his challenge here as both Menma and Mito made several clones once again as Naruto said, this again, as he quickly go through hand sign and said fire style, fire inferno, as a big stream of fire started to rush towards the clone, completely destroying them as there was a big steam of the puff of smoke. And then Naruto noticed as both Menma and Mito were dashing towards him with incredible speed as Naruto's eyes widened for a moment and he said, so you guys have entered into the Sage mode, even though in the normal Chunin exams it is banned to use the Sage chakra, but I think that it would be fun as both of them tried to attack Naruto, but Naruto was dodging all the attacks like they were nothing, even out of the space where their fist might have an effect on his face or on his body. As Naruto made some distance and said, come on, I thought you guys were better than this, as both Menma and Mito gritted their teeth and said, oh why, you asked for it, as both of them started to prepare the Rosengans. And both of these attacks started to grow in size, and then both of them looked towards each other and then slammed their Rasengan into each other, making an ultimate supreme Rasengan, as it was a big Rasengan of a, one-story house. As Naruto said, well, that is a great jutsu, if I must say. So bring it on. Let's see if it can keep up with this one. As the Rasengan started to, as Menma got the Rasengan, as he started to rush towards Naruto, as Naruto pointed a single finger towards the Rasengan and said, well, I wonder if this will work, as his finger started to shine and then a beam simply appeared in his finger and then slammed into the giant big Rasengan that was already way too unstable, and Menma was keeping the Rasengan and dashing towards Naruto as Naruto said, so it worked, Alright Menma, goodbye, boom. As then the giant Rasengan that was coming towards Naruto simply got exploded in the hands of Menma as Menma was simply got sent flying as there was a lot of bruise as well as several cuts on his body as Mito's eyes widened and said, what did you do, you demon? As Naruto simply started to laugh and said, well, the Rasengan has a rotation of chakra inside of it. I just disturbed that rotation. That's all. As Mito gritted her teeth, it completely makes sense as she said, alright demon, I have finally enough. It doesn't matter if you can steal our chakra, our 90th chakra, but you are going to pay, as she quickly go through hand signs and said, summoning jutsu, as then the summoning of a slug appeared as a single slug started to rush towards Menma and started to heal him as Mito said, alright, as he jumped on the top of the slug and said, alright, attack, as slug started to attack Naruto with the, what do I call it? Started to attack Naruto with acid as Menma got healed up pretty well as the 90th chakra as Menma said, alright, you asked for it, as he go through hand side and said, summoning Jutsu as Gamabunta appeared as Naruto smirked and said, well, it is pretty fun that these so-called pathetic summonings call themselves to be the strongest, as Gamabunta looked towards Naruto and said, you honestly believe that you are something better than us? We are one of the strongest summonings there are. As Naruto smirked and said, well, I was not saying, I was telling, as he quickly go through hand signs and then summoning Jutsu, and then everyone was in utter shock when there was a big poop and then a roar could be heard across all the village as a big dragon was there, as this dragon has black as well as blue marking all over his body as Naruto was standing on top of the dragon, Ekna as he looked down upon the both of the summoning as both Gamabunta as well as the slug. I don't know the name of the slug, but in pure utter shock, as Naruto said, behold, the strongest of the strongest summoning, the dragon Akina Logia, as both of the summonings were in utter shock as Naruto looked towards Agnologia and said, well, these two summons called themselves to be the strongest, as Agnologia looked towards him and said, huh, these two pathetic worms called themselves strongest? Huh, I will crush both of them right here and now, as he started to power up a mouth beam in his mouth, as Jiraiya said, what? It doesn't make sense. How did Naruto get a dragon summoning? That is a legendary summoning. No one should able to get it. As Raikage started to laugh and said, well, we had this summoning in our possession for a long time, but no one was able to get through past the exam of the dragons. But Naruto was able to do so. So he got the dragon summoning by doing that, by defeating the Ethnologia dragon as Jiraiya's Ice Warden. It was told in the legends that Ethnologia is a dragon so powerful that it could even take on the Nine Tails in a battle as and could fight on equal grounds as both Gamabunta as well as the slug were not in any place as they got blasted away as both Manma and Mito got barely escaped by activating the Four Tails chakra cloak around them as both of the summonings got knocked out as Naruto looked towards Agnologia and said, well, I will summon you later on. You guys, we have a lot to do. As Agnologia nodded as it got poofed away as Naruto with a boom landed in front of both Manma and Mito and said, come on, both of you are really pathetic to be trained by two of the Sanins, the strongest Hokage, as well as a S-rank Konoichi. You guys are really pathetic. As Manma gritted his teeth and said, alright, it is enough, as he looked towards a clone that was there along with Mito as the clone dispelled as they got the Sage mode as then both of them started to leak the Fortress chakra as Manma said, it does not matter if you steal our chakra if we use it, but I'm going to kill you right here and right now if it is the last thing I shall do, as the Four Tails cloak appeared beside Manma as well as the Fifth Tails also started to appear, but thanks to the Sage mode he was able to control all of this chakra along with Mito as both of them dashes towards Naruto and trying to use their claw as both of them were almost losing control, but still they had a target that was Naruto. As both of them started to power up even a Bijudama, as Naruto just simply smirked at that as both of them released the attack as Minato stood up, no, Venma, Mito, stop it, as the attack, as Naruto simply sidestepped the attack as it got exploded on the many civilians of the Konoha that were there as Minato's eyes widened, as Naruto said, oh, so you started to attack your own people, well, I wonder who's a demon now, as with a thoughtful manner, as the civilians started to move back and said, no, our heroes, as Naruto simply started to laugh and said, well, so much of a heroes to kill your own people, but it does not matter. Maybe I should end this battle. I have some other business to take care of. As Naruto slammed his hand into the ground and then suddenly the wood vines started to appear as both Manhwa and Mito tried to move back, but they were grabbed by the wood vines as the wood vines started to absorb all the chakra that were inside of them as Naruto got all the remaining chakra of the Nine Tails, leaving some chakra here and there in Manma and Mito so that they could actually survive as Naruto has all the chakra of the Nine Tails inside of the seed as Kurama smirked and said, well, finally, after such a long time, I got all of my powers back. As Hashirama looked towards him and said, well, congrats, as Madara just simply scoffed as Naruto said, well, it is about time, people of the Konoha. It is about time for you guys to pay, as all of them were looking towards him. As Naruto said, well, these are the heroes you praised all of this time, calling me a demon, while I was the true heir to the Hashirama, the first Hokage, along with Madara, the Uchiha clan. But you guys treated me like an outcast. Now it is about time for this village to get purified in a manner, because I'm going to kill all the higher ups in this village, and those people who want to leave later on, they can leave. But this village is definitely going to pay, as Minato arrives in front of Naruto along with Jiraiya, Tsunade, and said, huh, do you honestly believe that we are going to let you leave from here? You are going to pay, you demon, for hurting my children. As Minato said, yeah, you have stolen the power of the Nine Tails, which belongs to the leaf, and you shall return it right here and right now. As Naruto said, how really? Do you honestly believe that you can make me as Raikage along with all the Kages landed beside him? As Minato gritted his teeth and said, "Huh, I already knew something was off when you Kages decided to arrive here along with your shinobi, but it does not matter." As Naruto said, well, what does not matter is that your village is going to be destroyed, as well as you are going to give up your position as a Kage. Really. Minato looked towards Naruto and said, "Huh, we shall see about it, you little demon," as he threw all the kunais, all the blades, and said, "Now you're going to pay," as he made a Rasengan trying to flash in front of Naruto, as Naruto activated his Rinnegan and said, "Almighty push," as Minato was sent flying as he tried to, you know, flying Raijin away, but Naruto already knowing where he will arrive as he grabbed Minato from his throat as Minato's eyes widened. He tried to flying Raijin away, but Naruto was already holding up to him like so greatly, so it does not matter if he flying Raijin away or not, because Naruto will teleport with him. As Naruto said, "It is over, Minato," as he grabbed, put a hand on the chest of Minato and said, "Almighty push," as Minato was simply sent flying through almost you can say a large portion of the village, as Minato had several broken bones all over his body. As Naruto looked towards Orochimaru and then smirked as Orochimaru's eyes widened, already knowing that this was a signal, as all the Sound Shinobi started to attack the other shinobis, as Naruto started to fly within the air and said, "This village shall know pain," and then almighty push, as Naruto destroyed almost half of the village, not the side where many shinobis were, but the remaining part of the village, as Minato along with Tsunade and everyone was watching in pure horror as Jiraiya activated his stage mode and said, "Naruto, you have to stop this, this is your home," as Naruto looked towards him with a deadpan look and said, "Really? Well, it doesn't matter, to be honest. You guys are really selfish people. You know that?" As Tsunade said, "Naruto, you're my grandson. You have to stop this. What will Lord First think?" As Naruto started to laugh and said, "Well, Lord First think that this village really needs a purification, and it could only be done by the heir of the Senju clan, which is me." As Tsunade said, "Naruto, you have to stop this. You cannot do this." As Naruto said, "Well, I can do many things. You wanna see?" As he activated his perfect Susanoo, as Tsunade as well as Minato, who was barely conscious and got started to heal by the hands of Tsunade, also woke up and said, "Damn it! How did that demon got all of this power?" As Naruto said, "Well, it is not even completed, Minato. Allow me to show you my full power." As the Susanoo, the perfect Susanoo, started to grow even more and more, as it became the same size or even greater than that of the Susanoo which Sasuke used against Naruto at the final valley in the last battle. And then Naruto made some shadow clones, as all the shadow clones started to activate their Susanoo as well, the perfect Susanoo. As Minato could not believe it, all the villages were on the Hidden Leaf village, as well as Naruto had this much power, and he was not even using the boot style and the power of the Nine Tails, just the Rinnegan that was shining in the eyes, as all the Kages were now standing. As Naruto said, as Naruto Susanoo prepared an arrow of lightning, as Naruto started to float within the air, as Naruto said, "Well, Minato, I don't care about a single person in this village. This village was created by my grandfathers so that they can make the peace as well as can end the hatred, while on the other hand, even their own heirs like Kushina Tsunade even has hated me as well as hated the world and really spoiled this village a lot. And it is about time for this village to pay or perish from the vanish from this world." As Minato said, "No, Naruto, I'm your father. You have to stop this. You cannot do all of this." As Naruto said, "Well, I will stop it if you guys surrender right now and right here and right now." As Minato said, "What do you mean by that?" As Naruto said, "Well, I'm going to take over the Hidden Leaf village, while Tsunade, Jiraiya, I will destroy both of your chakra networks along with both Menma and Mito, as well as Kushina. You do not deserve to be the great grandchild of Hashirama Senju, so I shall destroy your Hashirama as well as your Senju cells. As for you, Minato, let's see what I can do with you. Yeah, it should be perfect. I will destroy your Harashin as well as your speed, so that you can never be as fast, as well as your Rasengan. And it is up to you if you want to be a shinobi, but you will never be able to use the Harashin as well as the Rasengan." As Minato's eyes widened and said, "Oh, you cannot do that." As Naruto said, well, I can do many things. You wanna see? As the arrow was now pointed toward the remaining of the village, as Minato said, no, it cannot be. It, it, it was not supposed to go like this. As he was, all the things were going, all of his mind, all the plannings he did all over the year were just going through all of his mind. As Naruto said, what it will be, Minato? Your family or the people of this village? As he was pointing the arrow towards all the villagers who were now pure utter scared as well as in utter shock. The demon was this strong they never knew. As Minato looked towards the people and said, alright Naruto, I give. As then Kushina said, no Minato, we have to fight him. We just cannot give up our sons. They are the children's. As Minato said, I'm Hokage. It is over, Kushina. We cannot do anything. As Naruto said, great choice. As then a seal appeared inside of the family. Jiraiya, Tsunade, Kushina, Menma and Mito, who were on the ground barely able to stand up, as well as Minato. As then Naruto snapped his finger as all of them let out a scream of pure utter pain as all of their chakra networks got completely destroyed. Not even the white Setsus, if they are fused with their body, can revive their chakra network as all of them are no longer shinobi. As Manma stood up and said, you demon, how dare you to get my chakra? Give it back to me. As Tsunade was not able to activate her Genjutsu anymore as she reverted back to the old side, as well as Jiraiya, who will never be able to activate his chakra again, as all of them are now like civilians, as they were in utter shock as it was completely destroyed. As Naruto said, now it is about time for me to take over this village. As Naruto made several clones and then go and take charge. As several shinobis landed beside Naruto, Lord Naruto, as Naruto said, alright, we shall take over this village, so go and get what do we actually want. As all of them nodded. As then several shinobis landed beside Kages and said, Lord Kages, our Jinchurikis were taken by the Akatsuki who attacked in your absence. As Naruto said, so it is about time for me to take care of that pathetic organization, huh? Well, it is about time I shall comfort you, Obito. As Naruto looked towards the Kages, don't worry, I will take care of Akatsuki. Just take the preparations to take over the Fire Nation. As all the Kages nodded. As Naruto simply vanishes from the area, he has already destroyed the shinobi of the village. So it is about time for him to take care of the scum like Akatsuki. As Naruto landed in the hideout of the Akatsuki, as all the members were there, as Obito stepped out and said, well, I thought that you would come here, so I have already prepared for you. It is about time that I get the 9 tails from you and then complete my goal of infinite Tsukiyomi. As Naruto started to laugh, as Naruto said, and who you might be? As Obito said, my name is Madara Uchiha. As Naruto burst out in laughter, as even Hashirama as well as Madara inside of Naruto started to laugh, as Naruto said, oh really? Do you honestly want me to believe that Madara, as all the Akatsuki members were there, as Pain said, now you're going down. We have Madara along with me who have the Rinnegan. You cannot take us down. I already know about your power, but it does not matter. As Naruto burst out in laughter and said, well, first of all, your name is pathetic, Pain. What type of name is that? But one second, do you honestly believe this pathetic loser, just because he has a Mangekyo Sharingan, is Madara? Well, just tell me that. Allow me to tell you some few things about Madara. Madara was a loner who had power to take over all the shinobi villages by himself. He never would have needed an organization such as you guys. As rank, it was nothing compared to him, as he could have easily taken down all the other bijus with no trouble whatsoever. It was only his own age. He had to take a pathetic student so weak like your kind, Obito Uchiha. As Obito's eyes widened and said, what? How do you know that? As Naruto started to laugh, well, I have already told you that I am the heir to the Madara along with Hashirama. I have all of their powers, as well as I have the 9 tails. So it does not matter how strong you actually are, it is about time I take you down. As Obito said, well, I'm going to take you down and then get the 9 tails. As he started to rush towards Naruto, as Obito thought that he will, as Naruto started to rush towards Obito with a fist ready to be planted on the mask of Obito, as Obito thought that he will move past him, but to Obito's utter shock, the face was simply slammed into his face as the mask simply got shattered as Pain's along with all the Katsuki members' eyes widened as it was a young man at the age of Kakashi or Nagato as it was none other than Obito, as Obito gritted his teeth and said, "What? How? How did you do that? I used my Kamui. You should not be able to touch me." As Naruto simply started to laugh, "Well, I got my secrets, Obito." As Obito gritted his teeth, "Alright, finish him off!" As all the Katsuki members looked towards Pain, who nodded. It doesn't matter who this guy actually is. We have our plans. As all the Katsuki members nodded, as they started to rush towards Naruto, as Kisame brought his sword, as Naruto said, "Huh, Samehada, I always wanted a sword like that." As Naruto grabbed the sword and then kicked Kisame so hard as it broke several bones within the body of Kisame as he was sent flying. As Naruto looked towards Samehada, who was just trying to escape from his grasp. As Naruto said, bad sword, as he put the sword within the Amatora's flames, burning it to the crisp as Kisame stood up. "You damn brat! You destroyed my sword!" As he started to rush towards Naruto, go through hand signs and said, "Water style, water shock techniques," as several shocks made up of water started to rush towards Naruto. Naruto smirked and said, "Fire style, majestic destruction flame," as a big stream of fire started to rush towards the shock, completely destroying them, even engulfing Kisame, who tried to escape, but then suddenly the gravity appeared in front of him as he could not move from his position, as the screams could be heard all over as he got disintegrated. As Hidan tried to swipe at Naruto so that he could get his blood and perform his ritual, as Naruto moved out of the way and said, "So you're the one with the mortality, huh? Well, it doesn't matter." As he put him in the Amatora's flames, as completely destroying his body, as Naruto said, "Well, move around in the place like dust for eternity." As then Kakuzu, who tried to use his five hearts, as Naruto smirked at that and said, "Well, I wonder if I remove your soul, will your heart will still beat, huh?" As Pain's eyes widened when Naruto's eyes changed into the Rinnegan for a single moment as then he grabbed the soul of the Kakuzu, removing it from his body, completely destroying all of his five hearts at once. As Pain said, "How? How did you have those eyes? It does not make any sense. It is I. Only I should have that power." As Naruto smirked and said, "Well, you have the eyes